Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a full-stack software developer. I do more than tech, I just want to let everybody know, but tech right now is in the dumpster, so most of the resumes sent to me are tech. So, for a full-stack software developer, what we need is degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML. Yes, that's basic. Yes, you need it. If you don't have it, you're getting rejected. React or React.js, Node.js, Angular, Next.js. Also, before I continue, this is a bad resume. I know this is a bad resume. This is a garbage resume because they told me their ratio. And a ratio is how you can tell how good or bad your resume is. So if your resume is getting 1 interview per 50 applications, it's actually not bad. That's a pretty solid resume, right? Could be better, could be worse, but it's not bad. But if your resume is taking you more than 50 applications to get 1 interview, it's a stinker. And this one takes over 150 applications to get a single interview. So this is a real bad resume. So we also need SQL, NoSQL, RESTful APIs or REST APIs. Any of the clouds, be specific though, I need to know which one. And I don't really need to know as much like EC2, it's just like the cloud itself. So AWS, GCP, or Azure. I don't know why I always forget Azure. CI/CD, Git, .NET or Python or Java, and a bonus points for all that other stuff. So 20 seconds on the clock because that is the amount of time that recruiters have to find what we need in your resume. If we do not find it, you get yeeted and deleted. And the recruiter that takes longer than that is the recruiter that's going to get fired. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see how bad this is because I'm assuming I can't find any of it. And go. Okay. Collaborative design and imported data from React. Okay, don't care. Don't care. Millions. Why do I care they made millions faster or lifted success rate? That's not what I'm looking for. Messy cases. I win. What? Authorized a PostgreSQL AutoDoc. That's good. To cut data time, I don't care about. And time. Also, where's your degree? Oh, and you did graduate. Okay. Oh boy, yeah, this is a real stinker. I think you may want to completely delete this and start again. So let me read what you wrote to me. It's complicated because I worked 12 hours a day for the last 2 years. Woof. Yeah, you need a break. That's insane. Let's see. For the last 2 years, so I know a lot and made a large contribution to my company, but on paper, it's only 2 years. Also, information is fragmented, but my niche that I prevent myself as is someone who builds data-intensive systems. No one cares about that. Thanks to you in advance. I'll be watching and supporting your content in the meantime. I appreciate it. So, I'm being mean to be cruel here. All right, or being cruel to be kind. That's the word, not mean to be cruel. I don't enjoy making people feel bad. I just know that you need the truth, and the truth is often not something that you would want to hear. I try to give the vegetables of truth over the candy of disillusionment. So, but yeah, this resume is bad, and you need to delete it because you're focused on the wrong thing. So, I'm gonna give you a metaphor, simile, whatever, and I want you to listen to this because this is why you're having a problem. Oh wow, actually, sorry. Side note: one of the big things here is you need the dates, you need the months. If at any point you have these dates and no months, it's a giant red flag. Education can get away with it, but not for full-time work or internships. You need the months. If you don't have the months, it looks very bad. So, back to the metaphor. I want you to imagine that you are hungry and you are looking to get a hamburger. So you're like, I go to a restaurant and I want a hamburger with cheese, pickles, and onions, right? They say, okay, cheeseburger with pickles and onions. You say cheeseburger with pickles and onions. They say, right away, boss, let me get that for you. So the waiter goes back, goes to the kitchen, brings you back, and they bring you a hot dog with cheese, onions, and pickles. And they say, here you go, here's your hot dog. And you would go like, I wanted a hamburger. This is not what I ordered. They say, this is what you ordered. You would look at them like they were insane, and they would say, well, a hot dog has meat, just like a hamburger. A hot dog has a bun, just like a hamburger. A hot dog also has cheese and pickles and onions, just like a hamburger. This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted. You would look at them like they were crazy, and you would leave the restaurant without paying. That is the problem that you did. This is what I want on my hamburger. This is reacting to TRPC to simplify customer onboarding and bulk edits by validating and transforming most data sources to our expected format by post-release is a hot dog. Honestly, I don't even know if that's a food product at this point. But like that is not relevant. The problem you're having is none of this is relevant to what I want except for React. None of this matters. Authorized a PostgreSQL. Okay, good. AutoDoc, all right, by adapting and internally data migrate, blah, 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 doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, 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 doesn't matter. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. Hot dog, 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 except for microservices API. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. Hibernate, I think I caught in there, so I do. No, Hibernate's not what I need. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. Cool. Your resume has nothing in it. It's completely blank. This is what a recruiter and a hiring manager sees when they look at your resume, and this is why you're struggling to get any interviews. I understand what you did was impressive. It is, but you can't write this stuff because this is not what anybody cares about. What they care about is this. And a single sentence that said, created a, what did you even do? I don't even know what you did. You said all this time and I still don't know what you did. Created a data import tool using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and React in a agile environment would be a better sentence than anything you wrote here. So you also need to, this is the previous resume from the last video. You also need to fix your formatting, right? This is what your formatting should look like. This is how you do it. The link below is on my website, and it's in the link to that is on my website. It's free. Please use it. But this, my guy, this ain't working because this is not what we want. I don't need any of this. And I understand what you did was impressive, but it doesn't matter that what you've done is impressive. What matters is that you write these, and only these, in a what you did, how you did it, reason and or result that is not a number, and where you did it format. If it doesn't have those four things, it's not a bullet point that we care about, and you will get rejected. The exception to that is sales and managers. They need numbers, but everybody else. Because, like, received a standing ovation for exceeding project expectations with lines of code, that's not relevant. It's nice. I've had somebody build a product that literally saved lives, and I said, hey, it doesn't matter that it saved lives. It matters that you use TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Like, none of this is needed. I don't think there's a single thing besides React that I saw that would signify that you meet the minimum qualifications to this role. Nothing, 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 nothing. Also, your degree should be up at the top. So nothing, 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 nothing. Again, skill sections don't count because you need to show me how you did it, where you did it, the reason and result of you doing it, and what you did. Thus, skill sections, do not use those. You cannot use a skill section. So this is a problem with your resume, and why you're struggling is that it's completely blank. This is what you submit to people. That's it. This is it. All that writing, and this is what you submit. Except your degree. You do need to put your degree up top. So this is why you're struggling. I need you to fix it. Please, please. This is why you shouldn't have to work 12 hours a year, right? 12 hours a day for a year. You don't need to. You can take time and find a company that actually cares about you, even in this garbage economy. And let me be clear, we are in a recession. By doing this stuff. Like, if you want to know what I get people 1 interview per 7 applications. That is the ratio that I get people. So if you want 1 interview per 7 applications, follow my advice. If you want to spend more time submitting your resume and getting rejected, I guess don't follow it, but that's on you. So this is all I can do for this resume. I did want to say, if you need any more help, you can always join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlestheadhunter. That is where I get these keywords and where I help people more than just this. And I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. It does help me. And to my members who get access to videos a little bit early, if you want to join, the link is below. But thank you very much for supporting me. To my members, I am a small channel and it means a lot to me. So thank you very much, and let's go to the next resume. This is an SOC analyst. So what we need in an SOC analyst is so much, but not a ton. Like, normally you need 75% of them to move forward. You probably only need about 30 to 45% to move forward for this one. This is a relatively good market. So cybersecurity, certs, there's way more than I can list. Troubleshooting, diagnostic, ISSO, ISSM, DoD, security clearance, intrusion detection, firewalls, security analysis, malware, SMP, HTTP, FTP, DNS, Diamond Model, and weirdly enough, MS Excel. So again, I don't need all of those. I just need like 50% because like these are wildly different. And we don't know how good or bad this person's resume is, so we're just going to have to try and see. So 20 seconds on the clock, and honestly, I might actually get more than 20 seconds to look at a role like this, just because of how hot the market is. But let's see. And go. Okay. Don't say it like this. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This does matter. I don't think all of these certs are needed. Wait, but then you were an apprentice? What? And time. Okay. I think you have the right experience, but this is a mess of a resume that it's really hard for me to even read. So let me read what you wrote. My resume is 2 pages, even though I don't have 10 years, but I was told that my 1-page resume was hard to read because of me trying to condense information. And I'm going off the idea that the first page is compelling enough that they'll look at the second. No. The most important... Okay, so there is a confusion on page length, and let me tell you this, the page length doesn't matter. What matters the most is that I find what I need in the first half of the first page. If I can find what I need above this line, you're golden. It can be longer, it can be shorter. All I need to do is find this in this line. I'm going to a little bit further, actually. Let's say this line. So past this is the most important part. So it doesn't matter if you need to condense it, because again, you're not trying to condense everything. Your goal is to just show a snapshot of how you're qualified. So this is what you need to do, and the goal should be a maximum of 6 bullet points, but you don't need 6. Most people don't need 6 bullet points. Really, you can get away with 4 bullet points that have 3 to 6 keywords in each of them, and that should be enough. And this can definitely use with some condensing. So things that are relevant, things that are not. Don't say HVAC professional transitioning to cybersecurity, because I don't even see HVAC. Like, you don't actually need to do this. Normally, switching industries is something you want to put, but, like, I don't see any HVAC. I would not know from this resume that you were an HVAC technician. So I don't actually need you to write this. This is irrelevant. This stuff needs to be in bullet points, so this doesn't count. This doesn't matter, but this does, right? Hold valid top security clearance is a key thing. So that's the only thing that matters. And then here, combine these, right? Just say have a security plus, network plus, A plus, CompTI. Those can be combined into one line. Then I also need your education, right? Bachelor's of Science. This is needed, although you haven't graduated yet, which is a little concerning. And then down here, I don't think this is needed. I don't think this is needed. This is not needed. So none of this is needed. Yeah, these are not needed. This doesn't matter. 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 Then we go down to here, and this is already hard to find what we need. This is a mess. You're focusing so much on how important it is with like gigabytes and 352 alerts when I really just want to see that you said troubleshot a VMware firewall that was a SMTP HTTP DNS and fixed its security risks. Like, that would be a better sentence than this, because right now this is so hard to read and everything is bolded. Stop. This is insane. I actually missed what I needed, which was this down here. This is a keyword. This was written correctly. I missed it because there's so much garbage in the way. Remember, if it's not a hamburger, it needs to be deleted. And this resume is filled to the brim with hot dogs. So, and this can be, again, keep that in your project section. So this is why you're struggling, is because this is an absolute nightmare. Is there anything here that's related? I don't think there's anything here that's needed. If I miss it. Oh, now Air Force, they love vets. People love vets. Well, except the government apparently, but hiring people do love vets. So yeah, this should be up above. Okay, so boy, there's a lot here. So this is what I would like you to do. I want you to put the projects and I want you to fix them, because right now this stuff is a nightmare to read. You do not need this much if you don't have any experience. You don't have to crunch it down, but you do have to make sure it's relevant, because remember, what you've given me is a cheeseburger and I want a cheeseburger with ketchup, and you've put a gallon of mustard on it to the point where I cannot find what I need, and I actually missed some of the stuff that I need, like this, right? That's actually something I need. Vector and attack I think I do need. So you need to stop with this, and you need to make it look like this. That's what you need to do. Next resume. This is a failure, and I don't know what they did. So they just said unknown amount of applications and backend engineer. And I'm going to tell you, you can't just say backend engineer. You need to pick a stack. So backend engineer is not a stack. Backend Java developer, backend Python developer, backend C#.NET developer, those are stacks. So I think I see C# out of the corner of my eye. So I'm going to do this as if it was a C# developer, because that is the best I can do for this one. Although these keywords are a little bit old, I haven't done them since October, but this is what happens when you don't warn me which you are. You need to pick a stack. So this is what I'm looking for a C#.NET dev, which may be slightly outdated, unfortunately. Again, you need to let me know what you are so I can look these up before I record. So 20 seconds on the clock. We are looking for .NET or C# and SQL, Cloud, MVS, Git, Agile, RESTful API, CI/CD, front end, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, cross-functional DevOps, and ASP.NET. So 20 seconds. Let's see if they have it, and go. This is irrelevant. Doesn't matter. Architected of SOA to microstate. Doesn't matter. APIs are nice, but that's it. Doesn't matter. Developed a multi-vendor RESTful API using C# ASP core. Okay, good. Designing the SQL. Okay, good. And implemented with a don't care. Integrated a secure payment for webhooks. Don't care. And time. Yeah, like this is the actual problem with this resume, is some of this is bad. Remember, this doesn't count. It needs to show where you did it and how you did it. Thus, that does not count. No summary. Fix your formatting. This line should not be there. Should look like this. And then we go down to here, and this has 0 things I want besides API. But you already mentioned the APIs below, so you actually don't even need this. This is completely irrelevant. And if they keep reading until they get down to this first sentence, this is actually good, right? Developed a wrong highlight. That's what I didn't want to do. All right, let's go here. This is good. Developed a multi-vendor e-commerce RESTful API using C# and ASP.NET Core within a layered architecture, designing the SQL Server schema. And you just need to tell me the reason you did that, right? This part doesn't matter, but that is actually a solid sentence that has most of what I want. And then this has nothing I want. And then this has nothing I want. Nothing I want. You already said SQL above, so you don't need to say it again. Nothing I want. So, yeah, this is the problem. Y'all are just submitting a bunch of blank resumes. Because remember, if it's not this, it doesn't matter. This is a good sentence. Didn't mean to X that out. This is a good sentence with the exception of that little last end part. This is what I need. The rest of this I don't. Built a multi-warehouse REST API using good. Good. I don't care about ADO, but the rest is good. And nothing. So that is your problem, is you just don't show me enough. And remember, you need 75% of these to move forward. You only have 1 good sentence to 1.5 good sentences in your entire resume. You need to be hyper-focused on what you're going for, or else you will fail. Next resume. This is a resume of a business analyst. They were on my stream and they said, I know it's bad, bro. So it's about 101 to 100 or worse. So this is not a good resume, but what we need in a business analyst is SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Industry, Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, Outlook, Excel, requirements gathering, Word, Jira, SAP, influencing cross-functional stakeholders influencing people cross-functional from IC to stakeholders and managers, and proactively solving business problems is probably the most important one. When I'm talking about that as an example, what I mean is let's say you work for a company called Twitter, right? Hypothetical company. No one would call their company that, Twitter. And their boss, Elon Musk, was like, hey, we're going to change a tweet to an X. And your job, because you know that's a terrible idea, it's obviously a terrible idea. Everybody knows what a tweet is. Nobody knows what an X is. It's a terrible brand. It's bad for marketing. So you have to convince this hypothetical person, Elon Musk, that this is a bad idea. This is why this is a bad idea, and how doing this is going to hurt your business. And you need to show me you've done that through your resume. So that is an example of influencing a stakeholder and proactively solving business problems. I then need to see that you can explain complex topics to non-technical people, such as Elon Musk example, and meet multiple deadlines concurrently along with Agile, Scrum, and Waterfall. So, 20 seconds are on the clock. I'm expecting not to find this, but let's see what I can find. And go. Again, skills don't matter. Degree, this doesn't matter. Certs, those don't matter. What's your education? Okay, you graduated with a master's. Okay, good. Led the improvements to organizing workflow, data modeling, enabling to file. You didn't tell me how you did, like what you did specifically. Using SQL, data quality doesn't matter. Automated workflows using SharePoint, that doesn't matter. And time. So your formatting is bad, and part of the reason we're not getting anything is formatting. But the actual bullet points are a little sparse. You said, I'm an international student, I'll be on an OPT. Okay, that is... Oh boy, that's going to be real hard for you. Okay, so first off, we need your resume to look like this, okay? It needs to look like this. Second off, I don't think these certs will be useful for what you're applying for. I don't think you need them. Your education will be, but the certs will not. You also only have... Yes, that's fine. Then we go down to the actual bullet points, because again, this doesn't matter. It has to be in a bullet point that show what you did, how you did it, and the reason and result. The only time you want a summary is if you're explaining a visa, but if you're trying to get an H-1B or an improved I-140, no explanation will matter. That's the hardest one. So we go down here to experience, and this by itself is not a terrible sentence. The problem is, how did you lead improvement? What were the improvements themselves, right? Okay, data modeling, but like what decisions? Because when you graduate, like in college, everything you have is about how accurate you are, right? You need to make sure the data is accurate. You need to make sure the data is cleaned, all that other good stuff. The problem is once you get to your first job, no one cares. They really just want to know how you solved a problem. And I don't really see this as a problem. What is organizational information workflow? How is that relevant? I don't know. You didn't really tell me. So that, like, informed decision about what? What was the point of making informed decisions? I don't know. You didn't tell me. That's why this one doesn't work. It's not going to take too much. You just have to tell me what those were. And then we go down to here and clean, transformed. Again, we do not care about the data. I need to see what you've done with the data, not what the data is. Design and implemented a workflow SharePoint, again, not relevant. Built business intelligence Power BI dashboards for workforce and operational insights, supporting weekly and monthly reporting for multiple teams. This is not bad. I just need more. Because remember, you want 3 keywords per bullet point. There's only 1 there, so I need more. But that's not a bad sentence. Conducted gap interviews, leveraging relationships to improvements. Yeah, again, that's not what we're really looking for. Like, I've kind of read this whole thing, and I don't actually know what you did. Like, what was the point of what you did? I don't know. You didn't really tell me. So this is part of the problem. Also, why do you have Chief Executive Officer? If I'm hiring an entry-level business analyst, I wouldn't hire a Chief Executive Officer. And it doesn't look like any of these is something that we want. So change this title. For sure, change this title. I mean, this is a good start, but again, you still need the keywords. This is something that tells me how you did it and the reason and result, but not what. I need the what for that. Conducted structured research, blah, 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 doesn't matter. Built and managed cross-functional network of industry experts, academic partners, advisors, supporting informal technical business. But why did you do that? Directed stakeholder communication, reporting, providing regular updates, and research mentors for alignment. What do you mean alignment? I don't want to see that you updated them. I want to see that you can tell Elon Musk that changing Twitter to X is a dumb idea. That's what I need you to show, and I need you to show that through your bullet points. So this, besides the fact that you need sponsorship, which is really going to hurt your chances, this is the reason this resume does not work. Is again, most of it is blank, and you just don't really tell me enough of what I need, because I don't care how you got the data. I care what you do with it. So next resume. This is a resume of a Java backend developer. So what we need for a backend Java developer is Java, Spring, Spring Boot, Maven, SDLC, SQL, RESTful API, REST APIs, microservices, CI/CD, object-oriented programming, and then in parentheses OOP. That is how you need to write it the first time. Git, Linux, Unix, Agile, Scrum, any of the clouds, so Azure or GCP or AWS. Although if you pick Azure, if you pick GCP, you need to put Google Cloud Platform and then in parentheses GCP. Where was I? Architecting or systems work, Hibernate, Docker, Kubernetes, Kafka, and then those rarer things are nice to have. So we do not know this person's ratio. We do not. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see if we can find what we have. So go. Okay. Don't need this. Doesn't matter. Degree. Okay, good. Developed and deployed a production TCP using WebSockets. Don't really care. AWS I do. But you already mentioned AWS there, so don't care. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Microservices, I almost missed it. That one's actually nice. End-to-end, I like the word. You already mentioned AWS. And declined. Yeah, that's... They said, I want to get into Fang. Well, I have gotten people jobs at Fang before. I've not worked there, but I've reviewed their resumes, and they ended up getting a job at Fang. A couple of times, actually. I think Microsoft and I think one or two others. I think once at Amazon. Apparently, my stuff works very well for Microsoft. So... yeah, this resume has almost like nothing in it. There's no Java. Like, this does not matter. Right? Why do I care? Right? Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Education I do, but I need you to write it like this. Then we go down to here, and none of this is relevant. Like, why do I care? That's a hot dog. AWS is good, but this doesn't matter because you already mentioned AWS above. You want to mention the same keyword once per job. So it's good to mention AWS here and here. It's bad to mention AWS. Let's find a good one. Bad to mention AWS here and here. So once per job is good. You want to mention it in other jobs, but once per job. So that is the problem. And then again, we have the problem of there's like nothing here. There's no Java. There's no... I almost missed microservices because there was microservices. I don't care about latency. I don't care about directed architecture decisions. I don't care about release cycles and runtimes or whatever. I don't see any Java. I don't see Java. I don't see Spring. I don't see Spring Boot. I don't see Maven. I don't see SDLC. I don't see SQL. I don't see RESTful APIs or REST APIs. I did see microservices, barely, but I did. I don't see CI/CD. I don't see object-oriented programming. I don't see Git. I don't see Linux. I don't see Agile. I don't see Cloud. I did see Cloud. That was good. Cloud was there. I didn't see... I think I saw architecting. So this one is out. I did not see Hibernate, Docker, Kubernetes, or Kafka in any of the nice-to-haves. So again, I need 75% of this, and I found 5%, 3%. There is practically nothing here. This entire resume is almost entirely blank. Like, I understand that you think these are impressive, and the fact is they may be very impressive, but nobody has the time to understand how technically impressive this is, and we're not looking for impressive, we're looking for relevancy, and none of this stuff is relevant. So is it great that you used Prometheus metrics in Grafana for cloud alerts to proactive detection? Sure, but it's not relevant and shouldn't be on your resume. Oh, there it is, CI/CD, I almost missed it all the way at the bottom. REST APIs, there we go. So yeah, this is the problem. This is why you're getting rejected, is there's nothing in this resume. It's not how good you are. A resume is not built to show how good you are. It's built to show that you meet the bare minimum qualifications. That's it. So when you try to write it for stuff that shows you don't meet the bare minimum qualifications, you end up, excuse me, sorry about that, you end up having issues, which this person is having issues, especially if they're an international, which is, heaven forbid, their struggle is going to be real, right? Like, even a good international resume Could be 1 in 30 to 1 in 100. So that's all I can do for this resume, and that's it for this video. I wanted to thank you all for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlestheadhunter. That is where I get these keywords, and I help people out live. And to my members, if you want to join to be a member, you can do so in the link below. It is a way to support my channel. I really appreciate it. You get access to videos a little bit early, so thank you very much for my members. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search. Later, y'all.